Hey, what's up guys and gals? My name is Rick9G. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about Gilligan's Island. I'm so happy that all of you have joined me today for this video. Don't forget to check out my other Gilligan's Island videos in the playlist. Link should be in the description. Let's get right to it, guys and gals. We'll be talking about a very specific episode. In fact, it's the pilot for the show Gilligan's Island. Now you will know in all the shots that you see here, they are from the pilot. And keep in mind that the three original actors who you will see in this video are not the ones who actually play the roles in the rest of the series. They're different ones. I don't want to get into it in this video, but that's how you will see. In fact, someone else played the Professor, Marianne, and Ginger. They had different names and so forth, but I just want to get to the story of the tragedy that befell them when they were filming the show Gilligan's Island for the pilot. And this was taking place in Honolulu, Hawaii. It took place, of course, November 22nd, 1963. That day may be very familiar to most of you. Some of you may actually have lived through that. And let's get right into it. Gilligan, that is Bob Denver himself, recollects this when he says that they were going to the Honolulu Yacht Harbor to shoot the opening scenes for the pilot. In the early afternoon, when the driver ran up and said he had heard on the radio that President Kennedy had been shot. Now, they actually stopped filming because of this, and they tried to listen to the radio in the car of the driver, but the reception was really bad. There was so much static. There was fading in and out, so it was really hard for them to be able to tell what was going on. The driver said that he would go back to the hotel and bring a more powerful radio so that everyone can hear the broadcast and understand what was going on. Believe it or not, most of the cast didn't know if this was a true or false report because it was unbelievable into itself. So they actually went back to shooting the rest of the pilot. However, only a few scenes were left, but when the driver returned with the radio, they stopped again to listen around, and it of course held up production. They heard that Kennedy was wounded and had been taken to the hospital, so everyone thought, well, it was probably a minor wound, nothing too extreme, so we can go on with our work. But later they had word that Kennedy had passed away. They were all stunned. It was completely unbelievable to them, especially being so far from the mainland in Honolulu, Hawaii. It was as if this could not be. They were on a beautiful beach, and then all of a sudden this happened. It was really touching to know that they all bowed their heads regardless of race, religion, or creed, and they said a prayer for him and the country itself. Somehow they stumbled through the scenes that were remaining and they went back to their hotel. At that time, there were no TVs in the hotel room, so they had to go to a bar and listen to the radio. And the recollection was that there was less of an impact of the tragedy because they were so far removed from the mainland, as well as there really was not a lot of footage that they had seen. In fact, they would only see footage of the occurrence 3 weeks after. And so they went back to the mainland. People were still in a state of shock. And it was strange because they were a little bit removed from the situation, being so far away. Everyone, their friends and their family, had told the castaways, the actors and actresses, how they had watched their sets continuously for a week, that they had seen everything about Oswald and Jack Ruby and so forth, and they could understand the power of television. They were soon going to be on television, and it was as if two worlds had collided. It was a very eye-opening moment for many in the cast. Now, I had to touch base on this, and that is I will show you the shot of the opening of the show. When you see the boat, the minnow, just basically scoot by on the water, you will see that the American flag is at half staff. Why? Because this is when they recorded it. The Kennedy assassination was taking place. From this rendition told by Bob Denver, I had a lot of wow and impressive moments. I want to know your thoughts, guys and gals. If you were even alive during this time, if you even remember this, if you were, let me know in the comments down below what you think. And let me know what you think about the castaways and their experience, if you had something similar, something very different, and how they actually proceeded with their lives. What do you think about that? I would really love to know in the comments below, as always. And what do you think about the finished product, the pilot or the first episode of Gilligan's Island? Did it meet up to your expectations? Well, the show was picked up and ran for 3 years fairly successfully, so I would say they did their job even with the tragedy that befell them. We'll see you next time, guys and gals, and don't forget, be hopeful. Thank you so much to my Diamond tier patrons, Gary N, David D, Paul T, and Ricky. If you want to be named here in the credits, make sure to look at the link in the description, and you'll be able to receive more exclusive giveaways only on Patreon. We'll see you next time.